I want to quickly talk about Jim Tressel. A lot of people have things to say about Jim Tressel. He, of course, quit on Memorial Day as the head coach of Ohio State. I know JR, were he here, had a lot to say about that. He's delighted, of course, that Ohio State is getting hit. Tressel quitting in the midst of the scandal. And, of course, the scandal itself, we don't know yet. It may get worse, but there were some great pieces over the weekend. The SI Sports Illustrated playing a big role in uncovering stuff. The key to it, really not the scandal itself, which seems mostly focused on exchanging jerseys for tattoos, which is awesome.
But you do that all the time.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, that's how okay. What's with the tattoos? Like, that's the unspoken part of the story.
You're talking like an old Jewish grandmother now. What's up with the tattoos?
But seriously, what is up with the tattoos? Like, enough. Get one tattoo. Get two tattoos. Give it up with You're going to be a grown-up at some point. Do you realize that? And you're going to have tattoos all over your frickin' body.
Jewish grandmother.
Yeah. No. You know what? Here's the thing about your Jewish grandmother. Sometimes she was right. Okay? Your Jewish grandmother survived the Holocaust. Okay? Are you denying the Holocaust?
Ben, your new nickname is Bubby.
That's fine, man. Sometimes Goma knew what the fuck she was talking about. All right?
Okay, Bubby.
So anyway, the problem with Tressel is, as always, this is the perfect set. You know, sometimes people say the cover-up is worse than the crime. That's one of my least favorite expressions, because usually the crime is worse than the cover-up because it was a frickin' crime. But in this case, the cover-up, the crimes may be worse than we know. The investigation continues. But in this case, at this point, the cover-up is way worse than the crime. I was reading a great piece, and I'm sorry I don't have it in front of me. But and by the way, the work by George Dorman and David Epstein at Sports Illustrated, this has been big-time journalism, big-time reporting by these guys. But there are two things, and maybe it was these guys. I've read a couple of pieces, but there are two things that the NCAA just considers non-starters. Like, this is what they react most vehemently to. And those two things are paying for a player, like a guy like Cam Newton, allegedly, right? But a guy's going to come to your school and saying, what's it going to take? Who do we have to pay? Who do we give money to? Paying for a recruit. That's it. They're going to come down hard. You may get the death penalty, whatever it is. They're coming down on you. And the other thing is lying to the NCAA. Like, you can't do that. Tressel got these emails from a current player, a walk-on, right, that said, hey, man, these guys are selling their jerseys from in exchange for tattoos. And then there was this other guy who got his place raided, and he had some player-only memorabilia. So Tressel knew about that. At least he knew about that thing from the emails. And first of all, he didn't tell his bosses, right? That was the first mistake. All he had to do was tell them.
All he had to do was notify them.
Yeah. It would have cost the players. It wouldn't have cost them for anything. It would have cost them like 5 games, right? Which is what they eventually got anyway.
Yeah, which is what they have.
Right. So he doesn't do that. That's first mistake, still a survivable mistake. Then when the NCAA finds out about it and they come to him and they say, did you know about it? Then he lied to them. And then that's it.
But that's been the continued pattern, which SI, I thought, did a great job of doing, is that throughout all of this, even when he started out at Youngstown State, his answer was, I didn't know.
Yeah.
That was the focal point of the whole story. He clearly knew about all this, but he just throws up his arms and says, oh, yeah. I didn't know what happened.
Hey, man, so in this case, the crime's not that bad, but you got to tell the truth. All right, so anyway, bad news for Ohio State. Don't care.
Great news for Ohio
It seems hard
State.
to believe that after a year, maybe with this interim coach, that they don't go after Urban Meyer. They're crazy if they don't call Urban Meyer. I was listening to Beano Cook on ESPN. He's right. It's ludicrous if they don't call Urban Meyer.
Hey, Bubby, who would you rather have, John Gruden or Urban Meyer?
I don't know. They're both very handsome young men. They both do a good job. I'd trust my daughter with either one of them.
They have no tattoos.